BOTTLEJOB United strike again. Full time in London. Tottenham 2, Manchester United 2. We lead 2-0 at half time after a completely dominant first half display. And that second half is one of the worst halves of the season. After coming off one of the best halves of the season, it was the most black and white game ever. Great half, dreadful half. That second half was abysmal. And we cost a 2-goal lead for the second time in 2 weeks. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. We played 120 minutes plus penalties on Sunday. Tottenham have just come off a 6-1 battering. We've gone up 2-0 in the first half. No excuse. They've got a new manager. Interim manager. Let's get into these ratings. De Gea, for me, gets a 6.5. Look, 6.5 or 7 for me, because I know people are going to blame his long ball for that second goal, I believe, but it's just completely unfair blaming. I thought he made a few crucial saves that could have made it 3 or 4 for Spurs, and for the most part, I thought he was okay with his feet. So yeah, that's just an agenda, to be honest. Wan-Bissaka, he gets a 7 from me. It's gonna be one of those, isn't it? It's gonna be one of those. I'll lower it to a 6.5, but it's gonna be one of those. Probably not a 7. He was good. He was very, very good in his one-on-one contests. Tottenham tried to target him a little bit by whipping a few balls at the back post in aerial duels, where Wan-Bissaka doesn't usually win aerial duels at the back post. He used to concede a lot from there, but he's definitely going a lot better at them, and he didn't concede any of them. So I've got to give a little bit of credit to Aaron Wan-Bissaka for that one. Lindelof's an easy 7. Shaw's an easy 7, and probably my man of the match. Both of them just absolute rocks at the back. Both of them just absolutely ice cold. I think the difference with Luke Shaw is his ability to step into the midfield and play the long ball onto the wingers. And the number 10, I think he's just so good, Luke Shaw. And he's just an acting midfielder when he's not playing centre back. Diogo Dalot, probably a 5.5. I did like 5.5. I give Dalot. He's been a really good form lately. He scored a goal a couple games ago, and he's had a really, really good patch of form at left back. Down game for him today, though, Dalot. He didn't make an impact to the game. Offensively, defensively, he was suspect. Yeah, not an amazing game. Casemiro, I'm going to give a 5.5. Straight 5, I think, actually. I'll give Cas a straight 5. Terrible. And he hasn't been in good form lately. Those red cards have just shaken him right off. I thought he was pretty good against Brighton on Sunday, scored a nice goal penalty, but just he hasn't been himself lately. Ever since those suspensions, he hasn't been putting in the same tackles, he hasn't been laying them. He keeps thinking he's prime Ronaldinho from the midfield, using his pace. Casemiro hasn't been good as of late. Eriksen's a 6.5. I thought he was really good, Eriksen. I'd probably lower it to a 6 for his second half performance, because I think in the first half he was really controlling with the ball. He was knocking it around. He was a massive part of why we're controlling possession. In the second half, when Spurs upped their tenacity, he really did look a little bit slow, which is why I'm not criticising Ten Hag for the Fred substitution. I think he was theoretically the right substitution, but it just really didn't pay off because Fred was absolutely abysmal. So, yeah, I think Eriksen's probably a 6 for me. Bruno gets a 6.5. Got that. I don't think he had an incredibly big impact on the game. He almost scored an absolute banger, which probably would have made a man of the match with the assist as well. But I thought the assist was a delightful to Marcus Rashford. I thought it was absolutely superb. And that goal he really should have scored to make it... It would have been 3-1 or 3-2 at the time. I can't remember. I think 3-1. It would have been an absolute banger. And he really should have scored it. But... yeah, 6.5. Anthony, I'll give him a straight 6 today. I don't have anything to criticise Anthony. But actually, I do. Probably a 5.5 I give. I probably agree with that. And down the right side, he's been more damaging in recent games, which is why I'm going to up my standards of Anthony. I have my standards pretty low at Anthony for most of the season, but he's up to standards recently. I'm going to up my player ranking standards, and that's why I'm giving him a 5.5. I think he can do a lot better than that, and he wasn't as damaging off the right with that left foot as he normally is. Sancho, what a performance. Jadon Sancho scored a goal, should have had 2, and his creativity levels were on a different level. I didn't understand the substitution taking Sancho off whatsoever for Weghorst. Unbelievably confusing. Yeah, 7. So good, Jadon Sancho. And now just needs to maintain the form. And will be quickly known as one of the best wingers in the league. But, you know, just going to maintain the form. Rashi, he gets a 7. Took the goal really well. Created a lot of chances. Could have had a few more. Yeah, he's a chance magnet, Marcus Rashford. And, yeah, got the goal. Took it really well. Fred, 3. I mean, just... The tenacity was there. It always is there from Fred, but tenacity doesn't mean anything if you can't play football. Just terrible. It was a typical Fred performance where he has a few good performances in a row, then you sub him on and he just has an absolute stinker. A typical Fred performance. Martial, probably a 4. He was terrible when he came on. Malacia, 4. Very bad when he came on. Weghorst, 5. Ten Hag, I'm giving him a 5. I know it's going to be lower though. Yeah. Weghorst and Malacia substitutions made no sense. The Martial one's for a goal, and the Fred one was for tenacity, which I actually thought was an okay substitution. In hindsight, it worked terribly, and that wasn't Ten Hag's fault, it was Fred's fault. We needed that tenacity. Team selection was good. We didn't have a choice at centre back with Maguire injured, and Lindelof and Shaw performed fantastically once again. I'll be shocked if Luke Shaw's not man of the match. And yes, 40% of the vote. Luke Shaw is man of the match at centre back. What a player Luke Shaw is. So versatile. What a player. Thank you all for watching. We now play Brighton midweek. I'll see you all then. That's going to be even tougher than this. See you next time.